Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to a short view back to the podcast. My name is Jordan.
And I am Matt.
Today's episode, we are going to be, essentially racing the lead drivers and the number 2 drivers today.
Yes.
So, and this is just going to be as a sort of a whole. We're not going to be looking at qualifying or sort of maybe, well, we might do a little bit previous sort of performance, but nothing sort of too, over the top. Just sort of our thoughts or opinions on what we've seen like that. So, Matt, would you like to start us off?
Oh, well, all right. What we're going to do, we're going to start from the bottom. That was always so we don't know where the teams are going to be this year.
Yeah.
Haas. But yeah, we're going to start at the bottom with Haas.
Okay.
So obviously we've got Mick Schumacher and Mazepin.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously last year they both scored 0 points. This year, like I said previously in the podcast, I think every driver is going to score a point. Mm-hmm. But I think Mick's going to wipe the floor with Mazepin.
I agree on that. I even said that after sort of thing like that. You know, it's a given. He's got more of a calm head on him, and I am very much surprised by that because I thought Mick was going to come in and then it was going to be the pressure would be on his shoulders because it's the Schumacher name back in the sport, and I thought he completely cracked but saying that though, he's been able to deal with the pressure because he's been in the most unreliable car. Yeah. So, let's say the slowest and unreliable car on the grid. So he's just sort of thinking, well, look, I'm expected to come last, and if I don't, that's sort of a bonus. Obviously, Mazepin, he's had far more pressure because of all the things with the media that was, going back to December 2020, even. Yeah. And he's just his fate was sealed before he even sort of came in as well. But I think he's maybe struggled a bit more, or that might just be he might just be too aggressive of a driver. I don't know.
I mean, I think as well with Mick's previous performances in any formula he's been in,
he's a late bloomer.
He always does better in the second season.
Oh yeah.
So I think this year, he's going to have more head focused on. I'm going to do it. Also, it helps he gets mentored by Vettel.
Yes.
That's
the most loveliest thing ever.
Like Schumacher mentored Vettel. Vettel is now mentoring his son.
Yeah.
So I think Mick's going to get quite a few points. Mazepin will get 1 or 2, but Mick's going to wipe the floor with Max.
Exactly, and Mick really now he's got to be looking ahead at the sort of the future and all of that.
Yeah.
I mean, he's out of contract at the end of this year, I believe. Like a lot of drivers are.
A lot, yeah.
But I completely agree on that. Schumacher to completely. I say wipe the floor with Mazepin, or we'll just say whoever. I see Schumacher causing least damage this year. They won't cause that much damage this year.
They
will.
Yeah,
they will. Right, Williams.
Yeah, so this year, obviously, we have Albon and Latifi. Obviously, Albon's had a year off. So, I know he's been driving in DTM, but DTM is very different to Formula 1.
Oh, massively, yeah.
I think he is going to do better than Latifi. Yeah. Even though I rate Latifi. Last year, Latifi got 7 points. Obviously, Albon got none because he weren't racing last year. But I reckon just Albon. I think Albon's got more support, obviously, from the Red Bull Driver Academy. I think he still does testing for Red Bull.
I don't think so. Not anymore.
No, not anymore.
No. I don't know. Obviously, the contracts, but. He's no longer, although he's sort of in the Red Bull family, he's no longer currently a contractually signed Red Bull driver.
Oh, okay. Still, I think Albon's still gonna do better than Latifi.
Yeah, I'm not actually sure because. Well, I mean, Latifi can shine when he can shine. Like, for goodness sake, the man decided the championship.
You can't say that. We've said that before. You can't say that.
No, of course it was actually Schumacher who decided the championship. Like father, like son, decided the championship on a crash. Oh no, I'm sorry. I'm kidding. That's everyone. The thing is, though, right? That Williams car is going to be completely different to the Red Bull car. It's completely different. So first, it's a Mercedes powertrain.
Yeah.
And I believe they've even got a Mercedes gearbox.
They have, yep.
And pretty much it's the Toro Rosso Mercedes, possibly in that sort of opinion. Now, I've never driven a Formula 1 car. I don't know how these sort of cars sort of feel. I mean, really, I can't really sort of. When I drive a road car, I can't always tell the difference unless you stick a massive fucking engine in.
Yes, yeah.
So I don't know. I really don't know. But, however they're saying that, though, when Albon was at Toro Rosso, he did really, really well. When he went up to Red Bull, 2020,
he did. Yeah.
That's Red Bull. But, what was it? It's the Hungarian Grand Prix, and obviously Latifi was the first Williams driver to actually score the points in that much of a long time. He out-qualified George.
He did, yeah.
Not out-qualified, out-raced
yeah.
George. But obviously there was a few issues there. I think they're actually going to be level. I think they might actually score equal points.
You saying that, I think Latifi will out-qualify Albon, but Albon will out-race Latifi.
I think that's a fair assumption. So, well, okay. I mean, well, to be fair, Albon has had moments of brilliance.
Yes, yeah.
But I suppose, though, he's going to be back in Formula 1. Okay, look, if he doesn't get... I think even Horner said, well, look, we're going to try... He's no longer part of the Red Bull. He's no longer a Red Bull employee.
Yes, yeah.
Because there was a bit of fuss that they sort of had to battle a little bit with Toto over that. Things like powertrains, I don't want...
It's a Mercedes engine car.
I don't want you feeding back information.
Yeah.
But also saying that, I think we've seen with the Honda sort of thing, they're like, we don't need it.
We don't need it. Yeah, we're...
Take it, So they said, well, they're going to maybe try... This is Horner's words. He said, they'll maybe look at getting him back in 2023. But if not, I suppose he's technically a free agent. Albon could essentially go anywhere. He's like one of those pieces of chess.
Yeah.
Well, that they can move anywhere. Not sure what that is. I don't actually really play chess. But yeah, I think it's going to be a very level playing field. I'll be interested to see that. Should be Latifi because he should be more used to the car. But again, the car is changing. We don't know.
Yeah.
But again, there's a reason why Albon got moved up to Red Bull and they didn't bring back Kvyat. So we shall see. We shall see on that one.
Yes. Right, we're doing Aston.
Yes, we shall do Aston Martin.
So they've got the same lineup as last year. We've got Lance Stroll, Sir Lancelot, and we have Seb Vettel. Obviously, last year, Vettel got more points than Stroll. Vettel got 43 points. Would have been more if he didn't have the podium taken away from him in Hungary. And Stroll, I'm leaving that lie. And Stroll got 34 points. Obviously, like I said, same driver lineup this year. I reckon Vettel's still going to beat Stroll.
Yeah.
I reckon it's going to come close in a few races. But, yeah, Vettel's just still going to beat Stroll.
That's actually quite interesting how you mention that because, Stroll had more points finishes.
Yes.
But he was just sort of scraping the barrel a little bit like that.
Yeah.
Vettel was in there. He got the big ones. Okay. He was still... he was chewed and spit up by that prancing horse. He was trampled on by the prancing horse.
Yeah.
So, I think now he's comfortable with the team. I think he's definitely seemed a lot happier than what he sort of had. So I'm sort of hoping he's going to be relaxed, weights off the shoulders. I know that he does see it as a long-term project, so he's thinking, right, okay, I'm going to stay at this team. It's like that. Well, they're not going to get rid of Stroll.
No, of course
Is there anyone who can move into the Aston Martin seat? Unlikely. I don't think so.
Unless they're moving Albon or Latifi up.
Yeah.
Which... yeah.
We'll leave that be. But, so yeah, I agree. Do I think it'll be tighter? I don't think so. But I can maybe see the two of them taking each other out. And it's not going to be Vettel's fault. It will be Lance's fault. Because he loses his head.
He does.
He's not like... Max is an aggressive driver.
Yeah.
But that's... But he's never really caused anyone any harm.
No.
Apart from sort of Monza. And then going to whack Ocon in the paddock a couple of years ago. But just... I don't know what it is with Charlotte. Again, it was... Was it Russia? Was it
when he bumped
almost
it.
Completely took him out.
Yeah.
It's like, just... Be sensible, Stroll. He's going to be in constant employment for the rest of his life unless he decides to leave the team. So I'm not sure... Well, we all know what he's trying to prove as well. He's fighting for a championship.
He is.
They all are, ultimately. But yeah, again, I'm with you completely. Vettel will... I'm not going to say he's wiped the floor with Stroll.
No, but he'll come ahead.
He will come ahead.
Yeah. Not saying in every race. No. Obviously, because like we said, last year, Stroll was in more point finishes.
Yeah.
But Vettel made it count where he had to make it count.
Yeah.
Sort of thing. So yeah, Vettel had a Stroll. And then moving on to Alpine.
Well, I think this is going to be fairly easy. I think it's going to be Gasly again over Tsunoda.
That's AlphaTauri.
Oh, Alfa Romeo! Spoiler!
No,
my bad.
Alpine.
Alpine.
Oh yeah, I've missed off Alfa Romeo, ain't I?
Alfa Romeo.
Yeah, we'll go Alfa Romeo. Yeah.
Bottas and Zhou. Bottas will completely wipe the floor with Zhou.
Yeah.
I think.
Zhou's a rookie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I wasn't really following him in Formula 2, I must admit. He wasn't a terrible Formula 2 driver. Obviously, he wouldn't have been in the city.
I think he got 4 wins in Formula 2.
Something like that. I'm not. Was he runner-up or was he third or fourth? Something like that. I know he wasn't very high up.
No, I don't.
I just remember being very sour that he got the seat and not Oscar Piastri.
Yeah.
Because they were both Alpine Academy drivers. Zhou did free practice one year last year.
Yeah.
In the Alpine set, and then you had Frederick Vasseur sort of going, well, I don't see the point of hiring Piastri because they will need an Alpine driver. Then I was Zhou.
Yeah, I know.
Where's the logic?
Yeah.
Make it make sense, Obviously, cash is king. We all sort of know that. But yeah, I think it's going to be Bottas over Zhou. He already knows Frederick Vasseur.
Yeah.
They have a good working relationship from the GP days. And Bottas, he's got his head on his shoulders. He knows what he's going for. He needs to be giving everybody the middle finger.
Well, it's like you said last podcast. He's got a multi-year contract. It's what he wanted. Yeah. It's going back, like I said last podcast, it's easier to outperform a bad car than it is to perform in a good car. Yeah. Not saying Alfa's going to be bad, but...
Well, if you look back at it, they've been pretty much 8th and 9th or last. And since the BMW days, that's pretty much it. You know, it's... But yeah, no, I completely agree on that. It's, just Bottas completely outperforms Zhou. Not that I've got no hope for Zhou. I think he'll do quite well, and I think you'll be a bit like, okay, surprised, but, there's no expectation to do so. No, I don't actually expect him to perform that well.
Yeah.
But he better do, because he's only got a 1-year contract with Alfa, so...
But, yeah, that's it. It will be what it will be.
It will indeed. So, where are we going to next?
Alpine. Okay.
Do you want to start on this one?
Yes. Alonso is going to beat Ocon.
Shocking.
What? So I've got the points from last season. It was tight.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Ocon got 74 points. Alonso got 81 points. Yeah. So there's less than 10 points in between them. I reckon it's going to be like that again this year. Probably few more points, but I reckon Alonso is going to outperform Ocon.
Yeah.
I can't see Alonso losing his momentum.
No.
Sort of thing. And like I've said before in the past, I don't rate Ocon.
Yes.
He's a good driver. You have to be a good driver to get into F1, but I just don't rate him. And yeah, I think Alonso's just going to wipe the floor with him.
Well, I think this will be sort of interesting to see. So since the first episode that we did, there's been some changes within Alpine.
Yeah. Losing Alain Prost?
Yeah, Alain Prost. He's decided to leave, I think, because he doesn't get up with their chief technical director. Apparently, he's not willing to accept any feedback from anyone. Yeah. Obviously, this is only one word from Alain Prost. Now, if you look at his history, he did it famously in the 80s, fall out with everyone from Renault. Yeah. To the point where the Renault factory workers torched his Mercedes.
And he fell out with Ferrari as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think he did all right when he was at Williams, didn't he? I don't know.
I think the only thing when he went into Williams, the only thing he said to Williams was he doesn't want Ayrton Senna as a teammate. And they were like, yeah, we have no plan on doing that. Yeah, exactly.
So, yeah, no, I'd be interested to see actually the Alpine sort of performance. I mean, they've sort of done fairly sort of well already, but you're not sure how much is that sort of Prost in the guidance. Yeah. But I do agree on that sort of Alonso. He's got his mojo back. Yeah. It's all part of El Plan.
Yeah.
El Plan. Yeah, I agree on that. I think maybe Ocon, I think he's really got to start sort of stepping up now a little bit. But what I must admit, what I do like about Alpine, at the minute, favourite teams, I think, I've decided very much on the social media sort of presence, like the sort of the teammate sort of thing like that. Well, it might be because I don't maybe keep close of an eye on Alpine, but I don't really see like the sort of the things that you get from like the Alpine admin, you get those who do the challenges and all that sort of stuff like that. I kind of quite like that in a way. I mean, obviously they are a French team, so obviously they're going to be very French in their ways. But I do quite like that, and there have been strong performance, but they've always been, maybe it's time for them to have a little bit of dominance again in the sport.
Time to move up the ladder.
Yeah, again, we might just have Ferrari versus the Italians versus the French. That'd be sort of quite interesting. But I'm fully with that, and Alonso was out of the sport for 2 years. Yeah. Well, normally if you take a year out, you're pretty buggered. Yeah. But after 2 years...
And he's come back.
Yeah.
And
he was only doing sort of like Le Mans, and he was doing the Dakar Rally, so completely different things. but he's sort of seems to fit at home.
Yeah.
With Renault, or Alpine, as you know, it's the
Yeah,
same.
yeah.
It's just a Renault but in blue, you know.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
So yeah, I completely agree on that. But I think Ocon just sort of need to step up a little bit. But he's got a multi-year contract till 24, I believe. So that'd be interesting. But no, I'm also in agreement with that.
Yeah. So Alonso over Ocon.
Correct.
Moving to AlphaTauri. We have got the same driver lineup as well. We've got Yuki Tsunoda and Pierre Gasly. Happy birthday, Pierre Gasly.
Happy birthday, Pierre. 26 years old.
26, yep. Well, let's just look at the stats from last year. Tsunoda got 32 points. Gasly got 3 times as much. Gasly got 110 points. I think that says everything that needs to be said, pretty much.
You know what, though? Let's be fair to Yuki. Let's be fair to him. It was his rookie year, obviously in the Red Bull Driver Academy, which we have heard is pretty brutal.
Yeah.
I think I said at the start of the year, guarantee he'll be replacing Perez halfway through the season. He's the youngest on the grid. He's about 20, I think, isn't he? 21?
Yeah, I think he is the young. Yeah.
Not very. I think he is. I don't. He can probably be. He needs a little bit of work as a personality. He's still very young, 20.
Yeah.
And then if you think about it, probably when you're in motorsport from such a young age, you probably don't have that same time to mature.
Oh, no.
As a normal child, and all that sort of stuff like that.
You're travelling around the world trying to win races.
Yeah, exactly.
That's your... But yeah.
So I do completely agree. I think just Gasly is just a superpower in that midfield.
Yeah.
I think Yuki will sort of do fine, but he's probably going to be replaced at the end of the year, let's be honest.
Yeah, I do see him. He'll do the whole season.
Yeah,
but I reckon they'll get.
I think the days of sort of Red Bull sort of changing drivers halfway through a season.
Yeah, I think they're done now.
I think they're done.
Unless they have a terrible first half of the season they only get a few points finishes, and they crash out a lot.
Yeah,
I reckon. Yeah, the days of we're swapping the driver out halfway through, they're done.
In that case, then we'll probably get Liam Lawson in, whose name I've been trying to remember for bloody weeks.
Oh, is he the DTM?
Yeah. Liam Lawson. They'll probably get him in, or maybe. Well, I think that's probably the person they could sort of get in. So they might bring him in for maybe a race or a couple of free practice sessions, see how he gets on, depending on how many super license points he has as well. But yeah, to be honest, I can probably see AlphaTauri having a whole new lineup next year, unless Tsunoda does something drastic.
So what do you think will happen with Gasly?
I think he's going to move on.
Okay.
I'm not sure where he's moving to.
Where to? We went through that last episode in the if Hamilton returns.
Yeah, which obviously at the time of filming we know that Hamilton is back.
Yep.
So we're going to do a separate episode on how we think Hamilton will be.
Yep.
We will release our thing of what if Hamilton doesn't return. It's just like a little bonus.
Yeah.
Sort of thing like that because we were behind. We weren't ahead of Albon, unfortunately.
we wasn't.
We weren't. Cool. So that was AlphaTauri. Right. Next up.
Going to McLaren. Again, same driver lineup. We have Lando Norris and Daniel Ricciardo.
I think I made my feelings pretty
clear
on this.
You... Not that you don't rate Ricciardo, but...
I love him.
I know you love him, but obviously he's not performing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I think if the regulations didn't change, I would see Ricciardo in a better position. Because if we look at the end of the 2020 season, he was just starting to finish ahead of Lando.
Yeah.
I'm not sure what happened to Lando.
2020...
2021.
2021, yeah. Obviously, he got a few podiums with Renault.
Yeah.
And whatnot, yeah.
Yeah, so I just hopefully he's getting used to that sort of car, and it might be sort of level sort of playing field and all of that. But as I sort of see it, and looking at what we've looked at in the past, he doesn't adapt to change very well, unless he's doing a shitload of sim time.
Yeah.
Then, I can see Lando just completely wiping the floor with Daniel.
Yeah.
And Daniel being out of the sport.
Yes, I don't agree he'll be out of sport, but I do agree with Lando wiping the floor. Now, if we take a look at the points last season, Ricciardo only got 115, Lando got 160.
Yeah.
Pretty much says it as it is. But
I mean, he was, the first part of the year, he was the most consistent driver on the grid.
He was, definitely.
Every race in the top 10 finish until...
Hungary.
Bowling.
Yep.
Welcome.
But yeah, Norris over Ricciardo.
Completely. Right, Ferrari.
This is a tough one, ain't it? This is a real tough one, I think. So we have same driver lineup. We have Charles Leclerc and we have the smooth operator Carlos Sainz. I think this was the closest. Last year, it was the closest point finish between teammates. Leclerc 159 and Sainz 164.5.
Oh,
that 0.5. Leclerc's got to beat him.
Oh, yeah.
Leclerc has got to beat him. Even though I love Sainz, and as much as I want Sainz to beat Leclerc, Leclerc has got to beat Sainz. Or else Leclerc is just going to find himself like Vettel. We've got a new top boy now at Sainz. We're not going to give you all the attention. We're not going to do this.
Yeah.
So, yeah, Leclerc has got to beat Sainz.
Yeah, well, his career. He's still in contract with them until 2025.
Yeah, but contracts mean shit in Formula 1.
Yeah, that's true, actually. You know what? I'm actually going to say, because, I predict that Ferrari are going to win the Constructors.
Yep.
The last time, the time sort of prior to that, before we had sort of the Ferrari sort of dominance and all of that, it was Eddie Irvine who outperformed Schumacher. Oh, actually, no. Oh, no, so this is 99 that I was thinking, wasn't I? Yeah, so yeah. So it was Sainz who brought them to sort of victory and all that. And they could have got rid of Schumacher by that sort of point.
Yeah.
Back in the 90s. So I think just in true Ferrari fashion, it will be Carlos to take him to the sort of victory and all that. I think Charles will be sort of slightly behind. Not very behind.
Yeah.
But I don't know what it is. But if we, going back to when Sainz was at Toro Rosso,
yes,
he didn't really cope too well with the pressure. Although he's in the sister team.
Who was his teammate? Danny Kvyat or Max?
Max, and then it was Kvyat.
Okay, yeah.
So again, like that, and I think I was watching something with Trevor Carlin. And they said, "Well, how's he going to focus at Ferrari?" He said, "The pressure's not on him. When the pressure's not on Carlos, he's the smooth operator."
Yeah, yeah.
But I don't know. McLaren he did equally as well.
Yeah, he did. Yeah.
But there's never a number 1 or number 2 at McLaren. So we think.
So we think. Yeah.
So we think. Obviously, we don't know the full-on team dealings.
No.
We're only getting things perceived from obviously what we see on Drive to Survive, which is falsified massively. And
Lando and Sainz are enemies.
That made me laugh. That really did. I was like, what? So yeah, the pressure's off Sainz. He doesn't need to perform, so therefore performs better.
Yeah.
Sure. I mean, he's still quite young as well, Charles, isn't he?
He is, yeah, yeah.
I think maybe he's just got his feet under the rug and just sort of waiting to sort of explode. Sort of going, right, his feet are up.
Yeah.
Trying to get everything to field. But there's been time, I'm just going off of last year's performance. Just Sainz just completely, I don't want to say completely wiped the floor with him, but he definitely took him for a good slow dance.
Yeah. Yeah. He performed where he needed to perform.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
okay. Fair enough.
Do you want to do Red Bull or Merc?
We'll do Red Bull.
Red Bull.
So obviously, same driver lineup as before. We have Sergio Perez and we have the world champion Max Verstappen.
The reigning world champion.
Have you seen his helmet?
I have. It's bloody brilliant.
That is a top tier helmet. I love that helmet.
He's got the number 1. We've got the number 1 car back since
number 1 in. Yeah.
Vettel race number 1.
Vettel won. Yeah. Yeah. Number 1 in gold, the lion in gold, white helmet. Oh, beautiful. Yeah. But like last year, Max is going to outperform Perez.
Oh, completely.
Like, there's no Max is the number 1.
Yeah.
Like I said, no secret. Perez is there to get the points.
They know. Yeah. Perez knows that as well. He's not sort of going, "I'm going to be world champion." He wants to be in the world championship team.
Yes. Yeah. I think Perez wants to win Mexico.
Of course.
Yeah. Obviously, he wants to win more races, but Max is number 1. Take last year, Perez got 190 points. Very good. Very good. Max got 395.5.
Yes.
So.
I mean, it says it all, really.
Yeah.
I mean, that was a good thing. I just think how Red Bull worked this year, they got it completely right. There was none of this, shall we say, anti-Red Bull thing that we might normally tend to have, depending on what, because...
I think people need to realise from last year, yes, in the last races, Hamilton was, coming really, really good. But he took out a 4th engine.
Yeah.
Red Bull did not take out a fourth engine. Every race towards the end, Bottas, we're putting in a new engine for Bottas, grid penalty. We're putting in a new engine for Bottas, grid penalty. Hamilton took another engine. Like, if Mercedes and Hamilton didn't take that fourth engine, who knows?
Exactly.
So
that's a complete credit, I think, to the Honda engineering staff.
Yeah.
Or I don't know. We have seen Perez as the tyre whisperer as well.
Yeah.
He can go laps sort of going, no, they're okay. In terms of skill, tyre management, and all the other things that actually, maybe sometimes people don't always take into consideration. It is fantastically, and that teamwork in the last race where he holds up. He could have gone, no, sorry, I want the podium.
Yeah.
But then he loses the seat for next year. Exactly. He knows what he's got to do.
Yeah.
And the deal is pretty much, right, Max is number 1, but you need to be number 2. And if you're not number 2, you need to be in number 3, challenging for number 2.
Yeah.
But if Max completely botches it up, you're going for number 1. But if he is number 2, we might let him pass.
I don't think he understood that at the first half of the season. Because he was coming like P6 or P5 sort of area. But then he was like, I need to be up there.
To be fair though, it's still a little bit probably better than Gasly and Albon put together.
Yeah. Definitely.
So he was still just sort of finding his feet and all of that, but once it clicked, and he got it.
Yeah.
And all of that, so it's just pretty much... And I think, you know what, if they're in a comfortable lead and Max has won the championship by a long time, they might even say, right, Max, let Perez pass as well. And we have seen from previous footage, Max Verstappen is not an arsehole in the team.
No.
There's this one time when they said, can you just go past Daniel, please?
Yeah.
And he's saying, no, we did this last time. Like, why am I overtaking Daniel?
Yeah.
I'm not that Max can just overdo it. And then you compare that to years ago, sort of going multi-21, Seb, multi-21.
Yeah.
So I get so wound up with everyone sort of going, Max is such an arsehole. He's not. He's young,
I get wound up with the multi-21 debate, so... If you want to see real wheel-to-wheel racing, don't complain when you get wheel-to-wheel racing.
Is that the only time when Christian Horner did not say, let them race?
Yeah, let them race, yeah. Vettel was quicker than Webber. Vettel overtook Webber.
Team orders or not, it's on it.
Yeah, but, yeah.
Nah, this is it. But, we know it's going to be Max ahead of Perez. Perez is the supporting role for Red Bull.
Yeah.
If Max is out of the points, you're right, then Sonny Jim, you are going for those points. Yeah. You are going for that number 1.
As he did
you're in trouble.
As he did in Azerbaijan.
He did it.
Got the race win. Yeah.
Exactly. And they work well together, those two, I think.
They do.
That's the best teaming because you've got the young talent and the older audience in defence.
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
I see him actually very quite similar to Kimi Räikkönen.
Yes.
You know how Vettel
and Kimi.
Räikkönen were?
Yeah.
I see him very much like that.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if they're Bezzy mates. We don't really know that.
No, but... Yeah.
That's it. That's what I compare them to. And that was probably the best Ferrari pairing since today.
Ferrari? What, Vettel and Kimi?
Yeah.
Sorry, yeah.
So Max and Perez are the Kimi and Vettel of that. Or maybe I'm just still holding on because, he's gone.
Kimi, yeah.
Mercedes.
Yes. So we have now had the confirmation Hamilton is back.
I'm glad about that.
Yeah. Well, like I said in the last podcast we both wanted him back.
Of course we did, yeah.
Obviously, new teammate, George Russell. You can't go off the points of last year because Russell got 16 and Hamilton got 387.5.
Slight difference,
but Russell wasn't a Williams, Hamilton wasn't a Mercedes.
He did well with that Williams, though.
He did very well in the Williams. And when he got put in the Mercedes for the Sakhir Grand Prix in 2020, if it weren't for the puncture and if it weren't for the mix-up of the tyres, he would have won the race.
Yeah.
So, how do you think it's going to go?
Right, okay. The way that I've always seen this, when this sort of happens, Hamilton's going to be number 1.
Yeah.
Again, right? It's going to be... it's going to be like, right, we need to get Lewis's 8th championship. And I think, not Max, I believe George will try and respect that.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe he'll be sort of master and apprentice, sort of something like that. Maybe not in the way it was Vettel and Charles Leclerc. I think it's very much like that. Lewis is going to go, right, let me get my shit sorted.
Yeah.
and then let's then focus on you. Then once I've got my championship, and then we can sort of work on you a little bit like that.
Okay.
So I can see, it's going to be Hamilton. It's got to be, unless Mercedes pulling a complete dog of the car.
Which they might.
They might,
yeah.
I mean, I'm just going off of German engineering and some of the best brains that they sort of have. Obviously, we have got the cost cap, but it doesn't seem to really affect them thus far, does it? So yeah, it's going to be Hamilton. It will be the same how like when Bottas first came to Mercedes.
Yeah.
There will be a few team orders that George will probably get a little bit pissed off about.
Yeah.
Especially if it is, like a point between him and Verstappen and all that they got to do a swap. It's going to be like that, quite frankly.
George, it's James.
George, it's James, or or Lewis, it's James. Could you imagine that? No, it's not going to happen. It's Team Lewis at the minute.
Yeah.
I don't mean that in a bad way.
No.
That's the fact. They've got to.
Yeah.
Still we rise.
Still we rise.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they're going to do it. They're going to get with Lewis. They're going to go, yeah, he's been completely fucked over. George was very quick to verbally go on Twitter and all that sort of going, what a shit show. Well, you're a Mercedes employee, so that's probably in your contract.
Exactly.
Same with Mr. Anthony Davidson on Sky TV.
Yeah. And Susie Wolf. And,
no bias there and anything like that,
I agree with you, but I also disagree.
Ooh.
I mean, I agree that is probably the way it is going to go. We're going to get Hamilton his 8th world title, and then we'll focus on you, George.
Yeah.
But I want George to come in there and be like, I'm not Bottas. I'm a Rosberg. I'm here because I'm fighting for that world title. I don't give a rat's ass if you want your 8th. I'm here because I'm here.
You reckon it'll be like that?
I want it to be like that.
Honestly, I think the days of the aggressive second driver are behind us in a top field team. I think they're well and truly behind us. I don't know. Mercedes even said we cannot have another Rosberg situation again. It was just the worst thing. I mean,
but then can they have another Bottas situation?
Well, I think if he outperforms Bottas and is more consistent than Bottas, then absolutely they can.
Yeah.
But I mean, do we really want the days again where we spend 2 hours on a Saturday and it goes Ham Russ instead? Do we want that?
No.
We don't. We don't want that. No. We might like to see Ham, Alonso, Leclerc. We might.
We could any name, different race, any name, different race.
I don't want to see a Mercedes 1-3 again or a Mercedes 1-2.
Yeah.
I mean, it'd be great. Occasionally, we would do, but it's more like if it's 4 teams neck and neck on constructors' points, absolutely. But I just can't see it happening this year. And I think if it happens again in the second year, and say Lewis doesn't get his 8th world title, which I predict, I think Russell will be sort of going like, Jesus Christ, what am I doing? You passed it. It's my turn.
Yeah.
That's probably what it will be.
But nonetheless, are we saying Hamilton will come ahead of Russell?
Completely.
Okay. We both got that then.
Yeah. Pretty similar,
Right, so that's our number 1 versus number 2, even though there ain't really a number 1, number 2.
Oh, no, of course not.
I mean, no number
Ferrari,
1.
we have no number 1 driver.
But that's what we think. Comment, tell us what you think, and that's been.
If you disagree, tell us why we're wrong.
Yep,
be great. We'd love to hear your thoughts.
We would, yes. But that's been, gentlemen, a short view back to the podcast. Thank you for listening.
Yeah, remember to like, comment, share, subscribe, TikTok it. We're not on TikTok.
We're not.
Probably will be.
Nope.
No, we'll leave that to Valtteri. Thank you very much, and we will see you next week.
Cheers.